Hello everybody and welcome to Nick's Stream and welcome to This Week in Thrifting Episode 2.
This Week in Thrifting!
This week we're gonna see books, DVDs, video games, and toys, so let's jump right in to this show. Yes, we're here in Episode 2 of This Week in Thrifting. Now, let's jump in and let's check out all this stuff I picked up thrifting. So I got a bunch of cool stuff thrifting this week. I also had to supplement a little bit from local pawn shops because I couldn't really find any games out at the thrift stores that were worth the price. So let's start off. Okay, starting off with some books. So I got these books at my local dollar store.
Dollarama.
Has been getting a lot of graphic novels. So every time I go in, I just grab a few. They're really cheap. So here are some of them. So the first one I want to show you is Ultimate Comics Wolverine. Now this one's kind of cool. It was a little bit misleading from the cover because the cover shows Wolverine, but kind of like future Wolverine, but before he gets his hand cut off, I guess. So this book is actually about Wolverine's son, Jimmy, going on a quest to find out about his father. And it's also a little bit misleading on the cover because Wolverine's drawn like comic book Wolverine, but in the book, he actually is drawn to look a lot more like Hugh Jackman if you look inside the book. But I don't know, it looks interesting. I'm excited to read this one, give it a check out, and see if I like it.
Out of the way, Gumbo.
Next one is cool because it's hardcover. Yes, they have hardcover graphic novels at my dollar store, and that one is called Doctor Strange and the Blood of Aether. Now this one looks kind of cool. It's supposed to be more about Doctor Strange's origins and becoming Doctor Strange, so essentially I guess the first movie or whatever. But no, this book looks kind of cool. The art style is really good, and I'm excited to read through this one because I always found Doctor Strange a very interesting character.
What is your job exactly besides making balloon animals?
Protecting your reality, douchebag.
Next one up is actually the favorite one out of the bunch that I got. This is the last graphic novel that I got, and that is Batman 66 Volume 2. Now why this is so cool, it's a Batman graphic novel, but it's drawn in the style of the 1966 Batman TV show with Adam West and Burt Ward. And as you can see here on the cover, it's got King Tut and all his terrible Batman bad guy goodness.
Precisely, Robin.
So I'm excited, really excited to go through this one because that show was fun back in the day. I used to love it, and I can't wait to go through this book and see the continuing adventures of Adam West.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Next one is actually a crazy book that I picked up at the dollar store, and this book is The Art of Diablo. Look at the size of this thing. It's huge. It's like 1.5 feet tall. Look how thick that is. I paid $5 for this book, this art book. It's absolutely incredible. The art from Diablo. I'm not sure if this consists of the art from all of the games or just the first one, but yeah, it's thick, full color pages. Everything's gorgeous in this thing. Okay, that's it for books. Now let's jump into some VHS. Next one up is a pretty cool one. I was excited to find this one, and that is Crocodile Dundee. Yes, the 1991 classic Crocodile Dundee starring Paul Hogan. Shout out to my buddy The Gameroom. He's out in Australia. I could only assume he loves this movie too. That only makes sense, right? Check out his channel. It's a fun time. So this movie is a classic. It's kind of a romantic comedy in all things considered. It's about Paul Hogan. He's like a bushman in Australia. He's a crocodile hunter who hunts crocodiles with bare hands, and he's really a rough going guy, and then he moves to New York City, and then he falls in love in the city, this bushman. All in all, I love this movie as a kid, and it was cool to pick up on VHS.
And your wallet.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Next up, I got a couple here, and the first one of these two is I would say the greatest action movie ever made, and that is Die Hard and Die Hard 2 Die Harder. This movie introduced the world to action star Bruce Willis. I think before this he did like romantic comedies and stuff, and then you got Die Hard 2, which is just the same movie pretty much in an airport, but it was also an excellent movie, so check this one out. Die Hard 2 also features Death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey as the main villain in it, so check this one out.
Now, the last thing McClane wants is to be a hero, but he doesn't have a choice.
Next VHS up is Best of Raw Volume 1. This VHS is a compilation of the best matches from Raw around the time when this VHS came out. And so this is the Attitude Era. You got The Rock on the cover with Mankind and Stone Cold Steve Austin. On the back, you got Sable. You got Val Venus doing his strut. So I can't wait to go through this and watch some old matches.
I'm Michael Cole, and welcome to the Best of Raw Volume 1.
Next up, we're jumping into DVDs. Starting off, first DVD is Return to Halloween Town. Now, I've never seen this movie, but I am a sucker for 90s Halloween-themed kids movies. And this one is made by Disney. That's probably why I've never seen it, because we never had the Disney Channel or anything growing up. I want to watch it. I believe in the first one, the lady who plays April in the first Ninja Turtles plays the mother, so I can't wait to jump into this. I love these 90s children's Halloween movies.
Enjoy your stay in Halloween Town.
Next up is an awesome compilation DVD I picked up at the thrift store, and that is the Ultimate Ernest Collection. Now, this collection consists of Ernest in the Army, Ernest Goes to Africa, Hey Vern, It's My Family Album, Your World as I See It, Ernest Greatest Hits Volume 1, Ernest Greatest Hits Volume 2. This is cool. If you don't know, Ernest is this character that came out in the 90s, is super huge, played by Jim Varney. The character actually originated doing commercials for in the Midwest, I believe, in the US. All he did was commercials, and then eventually he got popular enough where they eventually started to get, I think he got a TV show first, and then eventually he started doing some movies. So this gives you a couple movies, and then it gives you a bunch of his commercials and stuff on the DVD set. So this is a cool DVD to get if you're a huge Ernest fan like myself.
Oh, you're so cute.
Next up, I actually somehow found another Goosebumps DVD. Yes, I found another Goosebumps DVD. This is Goosebumps Deep Trouble. This is something about some kid going to some island, being attacked by some shark man.
He's the fish man, half fish.
I'm excited to watch this DVD. Like I said in the previous video, the Goosebumps TV show was never actually released on DVD fully in North America. I believe in Europe they got a complete set there, which I should probably try and track down and get maybe a region-free DVD player so I can watch it. But in the meantime, I'm getting all these individual ones because that's all that was released in North America.
Hello, Dr. Ritter. Going somewhere?
Next up, I only got one toy, but it's a cool one, and that is this awesome little Luigi. The reason I grabbed him is because he's got full articulation. His knees bend, his wrists move, his shoulders move in full rotation. So this is the best Luigi figure I've ever seen. Next up, I got a couple of LCD games. Now, neither of these are Tiger Electronics, but they're still pretty neat. So the first one I want to show you is Pitfall. Now, this Pitfall is a little bit newer, and this one is actually kind of funny because it's the same set from the one I showed in the last video, same mold and everything, and it's Pitfall. If you don't know what Pitfall is, it's a classic Atari 2600 game released by Activision. It's probably one of the best games on the Atari 2600, so this was a cool one to find.
Just last night, I was lost in the jungle with Pitfall Harry, surrounded by giant scorpions and man-eating crocodiles.
And the other LCD game I got is a little mini arcade LCD Centipede. Now, this is kind of neat because this matches another LCD arcade I got of Pac-Man. So this is kind of cool. It's actually got really nice art on the sides of the cabinet, really good, and it works and it plays great.
Centipede is from Atari and it's faster than a jet. If you're looking for some action, it's the game you gotta get. Centipede.
Okay, next up, that's done for the thrift store things. Now I'm going to show you all the games I picked up at my local pawn shop. The first one I want to show you is actually a huge hidden gem. Huge hidden gem. This game is a DS game, but it was also released on the Game Boy Advance, so you can get that version as well. And that is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. You're like, whoa. Is that a Star Wars game from the prequels? Yes, it is. And unlike the console versions of this game is awesome because it is a awesome side-scroller beat 'em up, and it's done in the style of like the older ones, but it has a lot more deeper mechanics in it. So as you're playing, you can use your lightsaber to bounce back lasers, and you have combos, and you switch between Obi-Wan and Anakin during the game. This game is a lot of fun, and a lot of people don't know about it, and it's not an expensive game. I only paid $5 for this at the pawn shop. Next one up is a cool one, and it's a 3DS game, and that game is Ultimate NES Remix on the 3DS. So what Ultimate NES Remix is they essentially took old NES games and they put in mini games in them, and this game plays a lot like WarioWare, only with NES games. So this is a cool, fun, nostalgic look back and playthrough and take on those old games. Next up on the original Xbox, I got The Suffering, The Ties That Bind. The Suffering is the cool game. I have the first one on the PC. I played that back when I was in college, and I absolutely love the game. It's a third-person, gory action game, and I really enjoyed the first one, so I didn't even know this one existed until I saw it, so can't wait to try this one out and see if I enjoy it. Next up on the Wii, I got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Now, this game is a compilation of mini games for the Winter Olympics. They come out with these almost every Olympics, Nintendo does. I recently, not too long ago, my wife got me for Christmas, she got me the Switch version. I actually had the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games already on the Wii, and I almost passed up on this when I realized this one was the Winter Olympic Games. So I picked this one up. Can't wait to play it. I love everything Mario. I love everything Sonic, so it should be a good time. Next one, and it's cool, but it's not a game, but it's for the NES, and it's an enhancer. It's a video game enhancer, and that is the Game Genie for the NES, the video game enhancer by Camerica. Now, I can't remember if Camerica was the company that released it in the States, because one of them, Galoob, released it, and then one of them, Camerica. I can't remember if Camerica is the one that released in the States, Galoob released in Canada. So this may be an American copy of the Game Genie. But what's cool about this copy of the Game Genie, it also came with a huge code book. Yes, this is a gigantic code book for the Game Genie. If you don't know what the Game Genie is, it's essentially a system where you plug your game cartridge into this and then plug this into your system. And then from there, you can enter codes to do different things like unlock additional lives and make yourself invulnerable, have infinite ammo, stuff like that. It's essentially a way of so you can cheat your games. It was really, really cool find. I always had the Sega Genesis one from when I was a kid, and it was finally cool to get the NES one.
Yo, video game dudes, talk to me! This is Game Genie from Camerica, the awesome video game enhancer for your Nintendo Entertainment System. Attach it to most of your video games. Double Dragon 3 or Super Mario Bros. 3. You can go to any level. Live forever. Jump higher. Make your own effects. And get radical firepower. Go to any level. Jump higher. Stay bigger. Live forever. Game Genie, the video game enhancer from Camerica.
Next up is a cool one, and this is one I've wanted to get for a long time, and it's called Maximo, Ghosts to Glory. Now, what's cool about Maximo is it actually takes place in the Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins universe. You play as Maximo. I'm not sure in what relation he is to Arthur, but it does take place in that universe. It is a third-person action 3D platforming game, and this game is a lot of fun, and I've wanted for a long time. I want to get the first one still. I don't have the first one, which I believe is just called Maximo. So I was excited to get this one, and this is definitely one you got to check out if you haven't seen it. Well, everybody, that concludes this week in Thrifting episode 2. If you like what you saw, hit like. If you dislike what you saw, hit dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. If you want me to start filming when I go to these thrift stores and finding these things and sifting through things and fighting off resellers, you let me know in the comments down below if you want me to start filming that. Well, we'll see you later.